A falcon rests on a heavy leather glove. Outside the glass of this autonomous train, the silent carriage glides above a sprawling highway. Outside the pristine glass window, the ancient desert sand is losing a silent war against steel and light. Step out of the station doors at dusk, and the first thing you notice is the weight of the air. It is heavy, thick with the lingering memory of the daytime sun, settling on your skin as a warm envelope that smells faintly of cardamom coffee and the sharp, clean scent of ozone spilling from massive air conditioning vents. Above us, the sky is no longer just twilight blue. It is pierced by light. 1,000 vertical lines of white, gold, and silver bleed upward into the clouds. People brush past us in the fading evening heat. A man in a crisp white kandura speaks softly into a glowing earpiece, his leather sandals clicking rhythmically against the polished stone. A woman in a dark, flowing abaya glides past, her silk hem barely whispering against the floor. A family speaking a rapid dialect of Malayalam navigates their journey on a massive, glowing digital terminal. You stand still for a moment, letting the deep hum of the city wash over you. It does not sound like London or Tokyo or Cairo. The frequency is entirely different. It is a low, continuous vibration of a place that is still actively becoming. We are standing on land that a single lifetime ago was nothing but shifting dunes and starlight. Now it holds the absolute gravity of tomorrow. Welcome to Culture Journey. There is a specific kind of disorientation you feel when you first arrive here. It is not jet lag. It is time lag. You look at the impossible architecture, the seamless movement of millions of people from different corners of the earth, the sheer defiance of gravity and heat, and you slowly realize you have stepped out of the present moment. Dubai asks a very particular, very demanding question of anyone who visits. What happens when a society simply refuses to accept the limitations of geography and history? We often think of culture as something inherited, something dug out of the soil and carefully preserved in quiet museum display cases. But here, culture is something being engineered in real time. It is an active, restless pursuit. We are going to walk through these streets as the night takes over, not to stare at the height of the buildings, but to understand the deep human psychology that built them. We are going to feel the pulse of a place that looked at a barren coastline and decided to invent its own future. Before we can understand the glass towers piercing the clouds, we have to stand at the edge of the water. We need to walk down toward the Dubai Creek. The air here tastes entirely different. It is thick with salt, damp wood, diesel exhaust, and the deep, earthy aroma of raw saffron drifting from the nearby spice markets. Look at the wooden dhows lined up shoulder to shoulder against the concrete dock. They are heavy wooden vessels, battered by decades of sun and rough seas. Men with calloused hands and tired eyes are loading boxes of electronics, textiles, and spices, tossing heavy crates with a rhythmic momentum that has not changed in a century. This narrow channel of water is the original lifeblood of Dubai. Long before fiber optic cables connected the globe, this inlet was the network. Ships arrived from India, East Africa, and Persia. They brought goods, but more importantly, they brought ideas, strange languages, and new ways of seeing the world. The futuristic mindset of Dubai was not born in a modern corporate boardroom. It was born right here on these creaking wooden decks. It was a deliberate, audacious choice to build a safe harbor in a harsh world, welcoming merchants from India, Persia, and East Africa. Survival here did not mean hiding from the world. It meant inviting the world in. As we move away from the chaotic water and step into a sleek, silent elevator, the atmosphere shifts instantly. The heavy humidity is replaced by a crisp, perfectly calibrated chill. We are stepping onto the Dubai Metro. There is no driver in the front cabin. We stand together at the very front glass window, watching the track unfold before us like a glowing ribbon cutting through the dark city. As the train glides silently above the congested streets, look around the carriage. This is where you truly see the future of human coexistence. In most ancient cities, you belong to a dominant historical culture, and newcomers must adapt to it. Here, the entire city is a temporary home for the ambitious. To your left, a software engineer from Lagos is quietly reading on a luminous tablet. Across from us, two nurses from Manila are sharing a quiet joke, their laughter mingling with the soft electronic chime of the doors sliding open. A family from Lebanon sits next to a businessman from Seoul. 200 different nationalities are currently suspended in a silent, autonomous capsule over an Arabian desert. There is no friction. There is just a collective, unspoken agreement to keep moving forward. This is the future of human borders. It is a place where identity is less about the soil where you were born and more about what you came here to build. But the deeper truth of this city is not found in its transit. It is found in what it chooses to worship. Standing right at the base of the Museum of the Future, looking up at an asymmetric ring of silver covered in flowing Arabic calligraphy, you realize something profound. It is an asymmetric ring of silver covered in flowing Arabic calligraphy, glowing fiercely against the pitch-black sky. But I do not want you to look at it merely as a piece of architecture. I want you to look at it as a profound piece of psychology. Most cultures build museums to preserve their past. They fill them with dusty artifacts and old bones to prove they existed and to validate their history. Dubai built a massive, monumental museum to house a time that has not even happened yet. This reveals the core of why this city feels different from anywhere else on Earth. To understand this mindset, you must understand the desert. If you drive just 30 minutes outside this glowing metropolis, the streetlights vanish. You are instantly swallowed by an ocean of dark, silent sand. For thousands of years, the Bedouin people survived in that crushing silence. The desert is unforgiving. It does not allow for the luxury of nostalgia. If you stay in one place for too long, the well runs dry and you perish. You have to constantly look to the distant horizon. You have to navigate by the shifting stars. You must always be moving toward the next source of life. The people who built Dubai did not lose that ancient Bedouin mindset. They simply changed the terrain. Instead of moving across the dunes, they are moving across time. The intense obsession with being the first, the tallest, the smartest, and the fastest is not just modern arrogance. It is an ancient survival instinct projected onto a global stage. The desert teaches you that standing still is dangerous. You must build tomorrow before someone else does. You can feel this pursuit of tomorrow embedded in the physical environment as we walk toward a quiet evening cafe in the marina. The air is naturally warm, but a subtle engineered breeze sweeps through the outdoor seating area, cooling your face. You sit outside, surrounded by lush tropical greenery, listening to the gentle splash of a stone fountain. But none of this is naturally meant to be here. Every single drop of water in that fountain was pulled from the sea and stripped of its salt by massive industrial plants. Every palm tree is meticulously kept alive by an invisible network of underground pipes. The weather itself is constantly being negotiated. On certain days, the city actively seeds the clouds to force rain from the empty sky. In the distant future, humanity will likely have to engineer its own ecosystems to survive a changing planet. Dubai is already practicing. It is terraforming its own reality. It is a city that treats nature not as an absolute boundary, but as a gentle suggestion. And yet, amid all this aggressive progress and technological control, there are moments of profound, ancient stillness. We sit with our small glass cups of mint tea. The glass is hot against your fingers. The bright neon lights of a passing yacht reflect on the dark water below. Suddenly, the evening call to prayer echoes from a hidden mosque nearby. It rolls gently over the water, cutting right through the electronic hum of the city, weaving seamlessly through the giant steel canyons. The Adhan, a human voice soaring through the modern speakers, yet carrying the exact same weight of deep faith that has echoed across these sands for over 1,000 years. The men in the cafe pause their conversations. A young man sets his smartphone face down on the table. The futuristic skyline suddenly feels very quiet, very grounded. This is the true genius of this place. The future here is not a cold rejection of the past. It is an expansion of it. The faith remains the immovable anchor, while the architecture reaches desperately for the stars. As the night deepens and the crowds begin to thin, you notice how unusually safe it feels. We can walk through these quiet streets at 2 in the morning, under the soft glow of streetlights, with a sense of complete physical peace. A woman walks her dog alone in the park. A group of teenagers leave their expensive bicycles completely unlocked outside a glowing convenience store. In many older established cities, the future feels fractured, dystopian, and dangerous. Here, the future is fiercely curated. It relies on a powerful social contract. You are welcome here, no matter who you are or what god you pray to, as long as you contribute to the peace and the forward momentum. It is a fragile, beautiful experiment in massive human cooperation. Your tea is finished. The city around us is finally starting to settle into a quieter rhythm, though it never truly sleeps. The glowing towers in the distance look less like corporate office buildings and more like giant, silent lighthouses guarding the edge of the Arabian Peninsula. We often wonder what the cities of tomorrow will actually look like. We read science fiction and imagine sterile landscapes or cold technological perfection. But walking through Dubai tonight, you realize the future is not just about technology. It is about the absolute audacity of human will. It is the belief that a barren stretch of punishing coast can become the center of the world in a single generation. It is the realization that people from every broken or struggling corner of the planet can come to one specific place and agree to build rather than destroy. Dubai is not perfect. No human endeavor ever is. It is a city of constant iteration, a living draft of tomorrow that is being edited and rewritten every single day. But as you stand here, feeling the warm desert wind pushing gently against the cold glass of the skyscrapers, you cannot help but feel a deep sense of quiet awe. It makes you wonder what else is possible. If a city can be dreamed into existence out of the empty sand, what else can human beings do when they simply refuse to accept the limits of their reality? Thank you for walking with me tonight. The world is a vast, beautiful place, and there are so many more roads for us to walk together. If you found some meaning in this journey, please stay with us. Subscribe to Culture Journey, share this moment with someone who dreams of tomorrow, and leave a quiet thought in the comments below. We will keep discovering the human story, one place at a time. I will see you on our next journey.